You're listening to the Major Pod Network, the only place where your favorite toy store, card shop, arcade, theme park, and arena are all on the same block. Scratch that major itch.
What's up, everybody? Here we are again with Heath's Happy Hour.
Volume 7, pal.
Volume 7. Damn, I'm about to forget my own damn shit. Anyway, welcome. I hope you've been enjoying. We are doing Volume 7 today, and we're actually going to talk about my last little spot in WWE.
Yeah, I think this is actually a suggestion from Brian, and I know he talked to you about it at TV or whatever. He mentioned it on the podcast. I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah.
First of all, I will tell you
there's
this.
Just a lot that a lot of people don't know.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing about it, and I just want to let you know that in my room there's a mosquito.
Dude,
somehow in a mosquito in my room, and I am going to be fighting that the entire broadcast.
That's going to make this whole broadcast entertaining. This is good. Do Mr. Miyagi, man. Get the chopsticks and catch
I almost got him just now. I thought I got him a couple times. Oh, yeah. Baby, how's your month been, buddy? I haven't really talked to you much. Got a couple Impact tapings?
Yeah, a couple Impact tapings. It's been good. It's been easy. I don't want to say easy, but it's just, life ain't easy. Right. But it's been more calm than chaos, so that's always a good thing.
Nice. Right.
But no, I had to be in a damn 6-man cage match.
Oh, yeah.
Like a couple days ago before the Impact tapings. And, you make it to WrestleMania and you make it to like all these big ass events. And then, you go off to the indies for a little while, little shows, but they're still big fun shows,
Yeah.
Brother, this place was like at a state fair in the muddiest of mud, like horse rink. Where they literally get on little horses and catch pigs and baby cows with ropes and shit.
WrestlePro
like
did a show somewhere like that, and it was a miserable thing. Everybody's boots were muddy.
Oh, brother, everybody muddy, just muddy. And it doesn't even matter if you don't even step in the mud, but by the time you get in the ring and everyone else has been in the ring, it's just dirt and mud in the ring.
Yeah.
Oh.
Woof.
Dude, it was rough, man. But it was like a good show. A lot of people showed up, but it was just the location of it to where I'm just like, what the hell have I got myself into?
I know what you mean, man.
But then me, Diener, and Big Con had a 4.5-hour drive after that show with no showers to Chicago.
Holy shit. That's where Impact was?
Yeah.
Damn.
I felt like the nastiest of nasty. It was just, ugh. I hate it.
Broski always talks about it. Not many shower opportunities on the indies.
Dude, I know there's not many, but it's still like, come on, man.
Yeah, like, I feel you.
Pick a little building, a junior high or something with a shower. Who cares? Something.
Yeah. Sometimes these horse shows, that's the only way they're going to make money. So.
Oh, it's true, and I accept them too. And then I get there sometimes. And I just do this. Already committed, Heath. You already committed.
Oh, my ankle hurts. Well, pal, we're not talking about an indie tonight. We're talking about going back to the big time, and I sort of want to. So, if anybody is not familiar, 2020 world shuts down, pandemic happens in about February. In April, there's a number of layoffs and releases from the WWE. Famously, if you're listening to this, Matt and Brian were also released in the same wave as Heath and many other big surprises. The Good Brothers.
100 other people.
Yeah, I believe
Jeez Louise.
Bray Wyatt was in there.
Yeah,
a lot of big names. So that happens in April. And we're mid-pandemic. People are still trying to figure out, how am I going to do a wrestling show? They do WrestleMania with 0 people. Not a single person, not a single sound in the building. Oh. They start bringing some NXT kids in to maybe be the crowd. They later on they do the whole TV deal where you've got people at home on their computers as the crowd. What is that called? I forget what was that they called that.
There was some dome.
The Thunderdome.
Yeah, there you go.
But so that's April.
Yep.
April, May, June, you are released. You are still in your 6 month, right? You have a 6 month no compete.
3 month.
3 month.
Yeah.
So you're still in your 3 month no compete here.
Yeah.
July comes, July 6th specifically.
Yeah.
You come back to Raw, and we'll talk about that in detail.
Yeah.
So you're not quite free yet. You're still under your 3 months, right?
Yeah.
So technically, do you still work for the company?
I mean, you still get paid up to those 3 months, and
Right.
that's the reason you can't go anywhere else, because they're
Could
still
you have
paying
said
you.
no to this?
I did say no to this.
Okay. Let's back up. So here we go. How long before the show did they call you?
So basically, COVID hits, and everyone just goes to shit.
Yep.
And we have an app with WWE, like the WWE app. So it's not like we get printed calendars anymore. We go to the app, see when we're at. We request if we need off on the app. We request this on the app. Everything goes through the app.
Yep.
So I remember the Vince McMahon, we had a message and it's saying that he's going to have a message for all talent and everybody on the app. So, we're waiting and we get the message, and it's pretty much him saying about the pandemic and there's going to be some changes and blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, the firing started happening.
Yeah.
So what's crazy to me is that WWE gave a lot of people a raise, probably about, 8 months before this. And we all got raises and we're all happy and we're all this and that, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But what's crazy, though, is that first wave that got hit was everybody that got that raise pretty much.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I remember just seeing, like, on the internet, people getting hit. And I was just like, putting 1 and 2 together and being like, man, this is the same group that I was in with getting a raise, getting a promotion. And the next thing you know, man, I have a phone call from Mark Carano, but I was like, outside playing with the girls or something. And I came in and I looked, and then he texted me saying, I need to talk to you, pal. I'm just like, what the hell?
Damn.
So, he calls me, we talk and everything. And it was more like, man, I'm sorry to do this. Like, what the hell? You didn't do nothing wrong, but it's like, I got this list in front of me and I got to call everybody. It's hard on him too. So, I get released. So once I'm released, I literally I sat down for a minute, because it knocks you on your ass. You get released from a job that you wanted forever and you're there for 15 years, and you do everything you're told, you do everything you ask for, even shit that no one else wanted to do. I'd just be like, yeah, I'd do it, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
It's TV time. So it's like one of those things where it's just like, man, fuck you, man. Like, you're going to release me and I didn't do shit. Like, What the hell? So out of everything, COVID took me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? So I literally just fell down on my ass. I could have sat there. I could have just been like, you know what, damn it, soaked in my own bullshit like a lot of guys did. But that's not me, man. Like, I heard Rocky Balboa theme in my head, and I jumped back to my feet, and I said, motherfucker, let's go. So I started getting in shape. I'm getting in way better shape, this and that. I'm talking to other little companies here and there because I didn't know what to expect. I was like, shit, I just got fired, but I still want to work. So I'm talking to some friends in these other little companies. And then next thing you know, it was in July, whenever like my contract's about to come up anyway, with the
So you guys are all
firing.
waiting for this July to hit.
100%. We're all waiting until July.
Whatever time in July, like mid-July.
It was mid-July, yeah.
Yeah. And
I think it was like the 18th.
Had you spoken to Impact at all at this point?
Well, I spoken to Impact up to the point, like, it was maybe a week before I got a call from the writer, well, actually from Drew. So, okay.
Yeah, so here we are.
So, released everything. I start busting my ass, eating right, getting back in shape, but it's being like, man, I'm going to prove them wrong. Like, they can kiss my ass.
Yep.
So, I gained some weight. I started looking better, this and that. I get an email from a writer talking about wanting to bring me in to do Raw a SmackDown event to wrestle Dolph, and then a pay-per-view Halloween. It was like some Halloween or something horror something where McIntyre and Dolph were fighting each other in the match. I forget the pay-per-view. But they wanted me to do a 3-thing split, like boom, 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 and all this stuff. So I wrote back, I'm not interested. So that's all I sent. Boom. Because I'm in that mood of, man, kiss my ass, man. I ain't coming back for that crap, this and that. So then I guess the writer kid, I forget his name, took it to someone and was like, yeah, this was his response to this, and I'm still under the deal,
Right. Yes.
So then I get a phone call from the writer, and I see a 203 number up there, and this was like a couple days later. So I see the 203 number up there, and I answer, and he's like, "Oh, hey Heath, I forget his name. This is da 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 da. We were thinking about doing this, this, and this, blah 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 blah." And I told him, I was like, "I'm not interested in that." I said, "I got fired." I said, "I don't even need to come back." I said, "What are y'all gonna do? Just re-fire me?"
Yeah.
Like, I'm already fired, man. Like, you can't just re-fire me, whatever. Stop paying me for these last couple of weeks. I don't give a damn. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
I was in that mode. To where what I think happened, well, this is what McIntyre told me. Like, the writer and Hayes and Laurinaitis goes to McIntyre, is like, you might need to call Heath, man. And Drew's like, what do you mean? And he was like, this is the idea that I'm thinking, this and that. And Drew was like, man, that would be great.
Right.
So then McIntyre calls me. And McIntyre's like, Heath, man, think about it. I'm world champ. The last seeing on Raw could be with me. We can do a full circle thing, this and that. Like, he's trying to talk me into this.
Right.
And I said, McIntyre, I'm sorry, brother, but I don't want to do it, man. I said, I love you.
In this time, are you talking to like Brian, other people, like, hey, this thing is happening and I don't know if I should do it? Or you just were like, no, I'm not doing it.
I 100% just didn't want to do it.
Okay. All right.
Like, I even talked to Steph. Like, as soon as I got released and I started getting my own fire back, my ship was sailed, bro. Like, I wasn't looking back. I just was like, man, I don't want to go back. I don't want to do this,
Okay.
So then the following week, McIntyre called me again. And it was actual, like, Drew sitting and talking to me, not worrying about the damn script, And he was talking to me about, like, how when he got released, like, he was so bitter, he didn't want to do it, and all this stuff. And then he was like talking to me about, hey man, just think about this, they're going to bring you back to do something with me. Like, just remember, you're going to be with me and Dolph out there. I mean, we're your buddies,
Right.
And then he was talking about, and just think about the exposure that it can help you with, to where you can come in, do this with me at the top spot. And then you can he was like, what if they want to re-sign you? And if they don't, you just got saw on Raw in the top spot, with the champ, and that can help you get somewhere else type deal. You know what I mean? Like, just get eyes on me, So I just started thinking. I was like, man, Drew, I don't know, bro. He's like, just think on it and call me back, So I said, all right, So I talked to Steph, and Steph's just like, I mean, can't hurt nothing, And she was like, and technically you're underneath contract still, So it was like that shit. So then it was like one of those things. I started thinking about it. Then I called Drew back. And Drew said, I was like, bro, dude, I'll do it with you. I was like, I just want you to know I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it with you and for you. And he was like, dude, great. So he talked to the writer to get the writer to talk back to me. Then I started being nice. Then I started being like, yeah, man, I guess I can, this and that, blah, blah,
Did you
blah.
ever think about maybe getting something else? Like, I'll do it if there's extra?
No, I didn't. I didn't even try or think about it. At that point, I was like, no, hell no, kiss my ass. And then, after a couple of days, and talking to your friends, it's like, hey, man, look at the positives and stop thinking through your damn dumbass eyes right now, He's like, I know you got so much in here, but think about what it could help you with,
So it ended up just being the Raw, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I put my foot down again when I was there.
Really? Okay. So
like
now
I said, there's so much shit that people really don't know about.
All right,
it.
So keep chugging along here. So the writers, now you're talking to the writer, are things going back and forth, or he's just telling you what is happening?
I told Drew I will do Monday Night Raw with you, and I'm leaving and I'm out, period. And he just was like, okay. He was like, that's fine. Let's do that then. Let's just do that. So I don't know if Drew went back and told them, yeah, he says he'll do it, thinking the whole thing. So they email me, we get the tickets and all that stuff planned. I fly in the night before, and Drew just comes over to the hotel with me. We're setting up, we're having a couple of drinks, and we're just talking, warming up. And he's like, "What do you want to say?" I said, "Honestly, like what I would want to say is," I just started going off, da 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 da. And then he just was like, "Hot damn!" He's like, "That would be awesome for you to say all that." He was like, "But we could take some of that and put it in here." He's like, "But I know the writer has an idea of how he wants you to come back and everything." So we just was spitting shit, staying up and just talking. Following day, I met him at his spot, and we drove to the performance center. So while we're driving, man, the whole damn time I'm just like, I don't know if I want to do this. Like, I don't even know if I want to go back in there. Like I don't
that's
know.
Tough. Yeah.
So it was like pulling up to like someone that just abandoned you, but they want you back, and you're walking in and being like, ugh. It wasn't a good feeling for me.
100%. Yeah.
It just was like
there's a lot of anxiety of how people are going to react.
Yeah, like everything, like emotions that I never even had before were coming out to where I didn't know how to handle them, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was just weird. And I would call my wife, and I'm talking to her and everything, and I would try to when I go there, I'll just see familiar faces to where it was better.
Right.
But as soon as I pulled up, I just looked at Drew, and Drew just shook his head and started laughing and put his arm around me. He was like, "Yeah, I've been here before, man." He's like, "I've been released." And, he was just being a big brother, like a brother to me, just being like, "Yeah, man, I understand. I had this feeling. I get it." But he kept saying, "You'll be in there with me, though, man. You'll be in there with me," to where I'm just like, all right. I remember just walking in was just.
So real quick.
Yeah.
You and Drew, legitimately good friends, known him for years.
Oh, yeah, man. Since developmental started.
And then you guys obviously are in 3MB together, and you're traveling together and become close. So you're legitimately close friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're
legit.
Here.
Yeah, we're buddies. Okay. Right. I was going to be in his wedding, but then I had to go to my other cousin's wedding and miss it. So it sucked.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, damn it. Anyway, so we're walking in, man. And that force of two magnets pushing together. So I'm doing that, and I'm just like, oh God, here we go. So I walk in, but everyone was great. Everyone was great. Everyone was just upbeat, smiley, happy, huggy, just being like, damn, it's good to see you, this and that. Like, oh, you're back, right? You're back. Oh. And I'm just like, no, I'm not. I'm
exactly. I know that's an awkward thing. Like, people are like, great, you're back. And you're like, actually.
I'm back for today, guys. That's it,
Yeah.
So I remember getting there, and the writer giving me the sheet, and I'm looking at it, and I was just like, I ain't going to say this. I'm going to put this in there and this and that. He had it ran down and everything, and I handed it right back to him, and he just looks at me like, I was like, I got pretty much what I need to say in my head. And I remember the one thing he said, he was like, well, can you at least mention in there that the last time you talked to Drew was on the bump? I was like, yeah, sure, man. I'll throw that in there, I guess. But what they had written down was sort of like the watered down version of what I wanted to say. Then I just took some what they said out, and I just put the shit that I wanted to say in, but I kept it to the storyline that they wanted,
Right.
So I got there, I saw it, I was like, all right, that's good, that's fine. And then when it came time to do it, what was crazy is that, it's during COVID. They have all the NXT boys around. It's just a weird atmosphere, man. It's just awkward. The people just make it so much better. It's not even funny. I mean, if we didn't have the crowd, the fans, all the people, wrestling would suck.
That doesn't make any sense.
It would be horrible.
Yes. So a whole nother art form. It's literally just making movies.
That's all it is. 100%.
Yeah.
So I remember they were sitting there, and they told me, they're like, if you mess up or anything on the promo, just stop and just say, hey, let's get it back to here, so I guess they could cut and paste and stuff. But brother, I was so amped up and fired up, bro. I just went out there with the mic, got in the ring. Me and Drew shared a little promo moment. And I wasn't even supposed to smack him, but I fucking did.
Wait, seriously?
Oh yeah, in the thing, we were talking and we're going back and forth, and I'm just in it and I'm feeling it, and and even Jim Cornette gave me a good review on this promo. You know what I mean? Like, and he don't like anybody. Thanks,
Right.
Jim.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things to where it's like, even he was like, dang, this kid, why wouldn't y'all let him do this before? You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was like, I just let it out, man. And I just threw it all up out there.
But there's so much realism there. I mean,
it was.
I particularly loved, the gimmick was that you had 1 million kids.
Yeah.
But we know that you have 2 daughters, and the pulling back the curtain and being real about the 2 daughters at home, which we all know the Heath that we love will get emotional in time. So
stop it.
It was a very real promo, and man, I am blown away. I just rewatched it, and the slap was great, and it's a perfect thing. It's a perfect wrestling moment, right? You're trying to get him to do it. He's saying no, you slap him. Okay, he's mad now. I'll do it fine.
Yeah.
Man, did he say later? Was he like, "Hey, bro, what the hell"?
He didn't say a word about it. He was like, "It was great. It was great." And Drew's a tough son of a bitch too, And I laid it in because I know he can take it. So it was just one of those things. And I went quick with it too, so he wouldn't have a time to move. But to me, it just made the moment because he kept saying like, "No, Heath, no." I was like, "You promised me." I said, "But next thing you know, as soon as I got released, I'm collecting the welfare check now." I forget what I said, but I just remember it was just I'm unemployed, man. Like, you said this, you said that. And the one thing I wished I would have said that I wanted to say in there was I was like, do the right thing, like do it because we're friends, man, because we're friends. I said, or if you can do it because you're a man, like I wish I would have threw that in there, like be a man about it.
Well, the slap was kind of like the same deal.
Oh, brother, I popped him good with it to where he just done like one of these, like a motherfucker, and I'm just like, yeah, what about now, huh?
It was so good. It was like that. Of course, that was planned.
It wasn't though.
Yeah,
it wasn't even.
That's
planned.
wild.
But I popped it. But
so that's killer. I mean, we're all talking about it, and Brian, I forget exactly. I don't know. Brian clued us into the fact that you were doing it or something. But I certainly was watching at the time, and or watch it the next day or whatever. And everybody's talking about this. What's the reaction from anybody other than Drew? Did you have any interaction with Vince or the top guys or Carano or anything that day?
Yeah,
previous.
Well, Vince wasn't until later on, but like I saw Randy there, I saw Carano there, like everybody was there, man. But like Vince had his own little side office type thing, like over that no one really got to see him unless you were like invited over.
Right.
But no, when I got there, I got to see, Cone, I got to see Carano, I got to see all the old faces, man. They all were there. But because they have to do like 3 tapings of TV like a day to like get it all out and everything, to where it's just a headache, bro. Like those days were probably so just, oh my God, well, let's go, we got to do this, to where they're just everywhere.
Yeah, unbelievable.
But what kills me about the whole thing with me and Drew, and this is like, in wrestling, I've had a few real moments to where it's like I'm in the moment, but then you can like, shit. You take yourself away to where it's like you just see tunnel vision and like you're inside the moment. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So the match happened. Me and Drew, it was nothing. It was just a little jump, whatever, reverse. He hits me with the finish type deal. But when the 1, 2, 3 happened, and he's standing up and he's looking at me, and brother, I remember sitting up and I'm on my butt and my hands on my knee.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at him, and you can watch it back. This is the emotional part, as you can hear it in my voice.
Yeah.
I remember just sitting there, just knowing, it's done. It's over, and knowing that I already have a little bit of a future planned in front of me, because this whole time I've been talking with Impact also.
Yeah.
Because of the Good Brothers. And I talked with Myers, I talked with EY, and like they all were saying that they were wanting to go to Impact for the July 18th show, I think is what it was.
Right.
So I knew that I had a spot there. So I was like, okay, but I knew that the spot with WWE was done, where I thought it would have been done. Let's just say that. So I'm sitting there on my butt with my hands on my knees, and like Drew's looking over at me, and I remember I just looked up at him. I'm just like, I took that deep breath. He reached down, picked me up. We hugged. We're telling each other we love each other. I told him, thank you for letting me do this, like talking me into it. We did the whole 3-on-B bow type deal. We hugged again. And then afterwards, bro, we left, went and had dinner and everything type deal.
Yeah.
But before we left, the writer came back up to me. He was like, all right, Heath, we have you wrestling Dolph. And we have you interrupting whatever that match was. I don't even know what the match was, to help Drew beat Dolph, that type thing, to where I'm just like thinking like, well, you ain't going to need my help to beat Dolph.
Yeah.
And why am I going to wrestle Dolph just so he can beat me?
Yeah.
And all this stuff. So I said, no, guys, this is all I'm going to do. Like, this is it. Like, I'm only going to do this. And they're all like, huh, what, huh, and Nick's back there like, whatever,
Yeah.
I like Nick, you know how Nick is.
Yeah.
And Drew's just, looking like, what, huh, okay, all right, but, we all knew.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things to where, like, I just was like, nah, guys, like, y'all can plan something else for that. I did my part. I'm out. And I left, bro. I left.
That's great. Wow.
But what's crazy is that Mark Carrano comes up to me, because I guess he was with, that whole scene that you saw us do too, with Drew, that shit was one take.
Yeah, of course. You
brother,
can tell, for sure.
Yeah, but what got me was that they were like a lot, like before that, a lot of cutting pieces, with all the other people doing stuff. And brother, I went in there just like fire blazing, one take. We did our stuff and we were out. And they just was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So Carrano came up to me. He's like, damn, pal. He always calls you pal. Damn, pal. He was like, that was awesome. And one take. He was like, woo, like, good job, this and that. And he was like, I think Vince wants to talk to you. And then I was just like, what about? And he was like, well, just give it some time, but I think he wants to talk to you. I was like, today? And he was like, no. Like, a little later, like, whatever. I was like, well, I'm out. Like, I'm leaving. If he wants to talk to me, let's talk. He's like, no, later. So then Carrano calls me. And this is literally 2 days before Slammiversary.
Mm-hmm.
And Carrano's like, hey, Heath, Vince was impressed with what you did, da-da-da-da. We'd like to offer you another deal. And I literally
is this public knowledge?
No. This is the boys' knowledge. So Carrano was like,
you're okay with this being on the pod?
I mean, I don't care. It's the truth.
Yeah, true.
So
holy shit, I did not know that.
Yeah, so Carrano calls and offers me, hey, man, Vince wants to, re-sign you. And I'm just like, what the hell? Like, this is so confusing. So, like I said, mentally, my boat has shipped.
Of course.
My focus is somewhere else. But then I started talking. Of course, you start thinking, and you're like, well, hell, man, like, this has been my home for 15 years, like, since I was a kid, So that's playing in there. I'm talking with Steph, I'm talking with friends. And then next thing you know, it was like, Carrano was like, yeah, he loved your performance. He thought it was awesome. He felt the realism in there. He would like to offer you this. And I said, that's half of what I was getting paid.
Right.
To where it was like a pay deduction.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it deflated my sales, to where I'm like, oh, shoot, he wants to be sign me? All right, I'm interested. But then it was half of what I was making. And I just was like, nah, man, tell him thank you. I said, but I need to fly a little bit, man. I need to get out there. I was like, I've been with you guys for 15 years. I was like, I just feel like it's time for me to go. Like, I've been there for so long to where, like, how that song, you don't know what you got until it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking that way of being like, guys, like, I've been there for so long. Like, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for wanting me back. But I'm going to have to try a new route, like a new path or something. And the whole time I'm thinking Impact, like, it's coming up. It's a new start. It's a new beginning, all that stuff. So that's why I didn't take the contract, man. Like,
wow.
They were polite about it. They were nice about it. They offered me a deal, a no deal. But it was when it's half of what you're making, man.
And they've never tried to counter after the no, or
no,
that was it.
That was it. And I really believe like Vince always puts those. All right, we're in a pandemic. Don't offer them no more than this. If they say no, whatever. Like I believe it's like that because you think about it. Vince got the sheet of paper, probably what everybody was making during the pandemic before he fired people. Mm-hmm. And then he probably said, well, shoot, we're going to have to save this much money. Let's get rid of this, so it can add up to what we have to save for. You know what I mean? It's the 100%. Business aspect that's behind the stuff that I don't think about. To where
there was numbers on a paper, 100%. And they crossed the numbers off. That's it.
That's all it was. Yeah. And that's why, Bray Wyatt, one of the biggest gimmick sellers, in the business, and he just keeps adapting and new shit just keeps coming out to where he's like big money making, maybe not in the ring, but like the merch, man.
Yeah.
Like, he could be like that Undertaker that shows up and does a little something and disappears, and people like that stuff.
Absolutely.
And like when they got rid of guys like that too, I literally just done this. I was like, man, this is a numbers game, bro. Like,
yeah, Braun, just getting rid of the guy they let tip ambulances for an entire year.
Damn, 18 wheelers, and stuff. Like, what the hell?
Exactly.
But yeah, so it's just one of those things. It's a numbers game, man. And like me being there forever, like I kind of took it personal to where it's like, damn, y'all knew me since I was a kid, like literally a kid. And it's just, you just toss you away like that to where it hurts a little bit,
Oh, 100%.
To where, yeah.
And the crazy thing is, and we know this from the injury episode. We're talking July here. We know that you don't sign that Impact contract for months.
Yeah.
You did go to Slammiversary in July.
Yep.
But you are not under contract.
No.
For a long time. So especially going into that injury and knowing what you gave up.
Yeah.
It was half the money. First of all, you all got raises, so you were making a lot. But now you're coming back down to sort of what you were making.
Yeah.
But it is stability to an extent. You are definitely getting a check, but you bet on yourself here to go to Impact and whatever. So you finally signed that contract. So that makes that injury contract even sweeter, really, finally. Woof. Some stability for a couple of years.
I think God was looking down on me, man, being real.
Yeah.
And because like when I said no and I took a chance on myself and I went to Impact, we all made that big Slammiversary debut where everyone's like, holy crap, so many people's here. This is nuts. This is cool. 3 months later, bro, it was Bound for Glory. The time with I was supposed to go in and win the gauntlet, And then next thing you know, that's the day I signed my Impact deal because they were like, hey, man, we want to lock you in, blah, 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 2-year deal. I said, you know what? I like this deal. And it's because I could do anything I want on the outside, too.
Of course.
Which is, like, beautiful. So I signed that deal, brother. And as soon as I hit the ring, I got injured.
Right. Insane.
As soon as I hit the ring, I got injured.
If you haven't heard that episode, go back and check it out. I think it was the last episode. Yeah.
I think it was, yeah. But it's one of those things where like you sit back now and you look at it to where you're like, good for you for standing up for yourself and knowing your worth and being able to say, hey, man, I can make it without WWE. I'm going this way. But then the fire that got thrown on you to where you do sign a new deal, and the day you sign it, you get out, and you're out for nearly a year. So I am just so thankful that Impact stuck by me and paid me throughout while I'm hurt and extended my contract,
Yep.
They could have, dude, pandemic time, they could have been like, nope, sorry. Once you get healed, come back,
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't. They stuck by me. So it was one of those, it was like a blessing,
100%.
Yeah.
So what about is anybody saying you're an idiot? Like this what does Brian say?
No, I don't think anyone's saying that I'm an idiot.
I mean, like, given not taking that deal is, I feel like I feel like Brian's like, good job, but I don't know. Yeah.
No, because like you got to think about it, because he was in that situation before too.
Right.
He's got released and he had to go out there and do it.
True.
So I looked at it like, I don't think people think that I'm stupid. I think that they think that like, damn, like that's a man that has been there forever, that has taken so much shit, and he was ready to go, man. Like I was ready to go. like, even though I got released, it was one of those things that were like, at that time, they weren't doing much with me.
Yep.
You know, like I was always that guy to where like I felt like they could just count on me, to where it's like, oh, he ain't doing much now, but oh, we need him to get this guy over, so put him here. Or
Yep.
we need him in this faction to help this. Or we need him in this to do this, you know? So it was like I was always a go-to guy, like that good hand. But it was just one of those things that were like, when you're a good hand and they praise you for your work and shit, it's just like, well, why can't you put me up in this caliber so I can do the same thing with these guys?
Right.
Or put me up over in this caliber so I can do stuff with these guys too.
Yep.
It's like, you know, you get tired of it. So I feel like it's one of those things. It's like once you eat shit sandwiches for so long, you don't like the taste of them no more, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I thought I would be better to move on, stay in shape, still keep it out there, still stay in the ring, and still make some decent money that I can still live on.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And being 100% real with you, I'm happy now. Like, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm working, I'm eating. I mean, I'm working, I'm making money, but I'm still home being with my kids too, to where like I never had that in WWE.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got some questions from the major marks here about the night. So let's so I've asked some of them already, but and I wanted to ask this, but I'll let Jamie Willis do it. He said, "How did you get so jacked in such a short space of time?" You mentioned it. You started immediately working out and eating right and stuff. What was the plan there,
brother? It literally, my buddy's a nutritionist, and he owns his own supplement shop. And I went to him. I said, buddy, I got 3 months and I want to look the best that I can.
Mm-hmm.
And he literally gave me all this protein and all these other supplements. And the next thing you know, I started doing CrossFit. And
I remember seeing those videos. Yeah.
Brother, like, I ain't going to lie, for a professional wrestler, like, I don't agree with all of CrossFit's workouts. Mm-hmm. But there are some to where I'm just like, this reminds me of being in the ring. Like, drop down, like the whole burpees. You know, the drop down, get up, the drop down, to get up. Like, I dedicated 2.5 months of literally just working out every day, to where I'm going to change my body. I'm going to make sure people can notice this crap and everything. And I literally dedicated myself of eating 4 meals a day and going to the gym twice a day. That's probably why I got injured, man.
Nah, but yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah. Damn.
But I literally, I just, like I said, I had Rocky Balboa in my head, dude. I'm not going to lose. I'm going to get back up. I'm going to fight, and you're going to accept this shit, period. That's just how my mentality was.
And also, you got all this free time too.
Yes. But no, but honestly, brother, it was the kicking my ass and the dedication that I had, man. Like, I just had to get at it. And I did everything for 2.5 months to get in the best shape that I got. I gained like 10 pounds in that 2.5 months, like quick too.
Yeah, but good pounds.
Yeah, good pounds, because my buddy, he's so sick in the damn head of nutrition, to where he's like, no, you got to eat this time. Do this. No, what's that? Like, he weighs it out and everything. I don't do that crap. I'm just like, yeah, this looks good enough, and I'll eat it,
Yeah.
But he has it down to such a science, to where I'm just like, how do you know that my body just needs this much? And he's like, well, if you take your weight and you take this and take that and you subtract this and carry the one, then that's what you need. And I'm just like, all right.
Hey, I'll put this over right now. Actually, speaking of that, I got a new app I've been working with, Macro Factor.
Macro Factor.
I train with Stoked Athletics, and there's a lot of wrestlers that do it. MJF trains there.
Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah, but Macro Factor, it's like you put your macros in. I ate chicken, I threw chicken breasts or whatever. You weigh it, and then it actually updates based on your weight. You weigh in every day, and then it takes did you eat too much calories last week? It might lower your calories. So it's like uses an algorithm to know exactly what you need that day, and give you a plan for that week. So it's ever changing based on your weight. It's one of the coolest macro apps. So recommending that to the people who are in the Major Fitness Challenge. Macro Factor, check it out.
Major
Okay.
finishing. Hey, do I look like I'm dark in here?
No, you look great. It's
All right,
it's a little grainy, but that's fine. We're just using a Zoom. All right. Ronnie Bosch says, does he see Drew ever winning the WWE Championship again to have a chance to be champion in front of an audience for the first time?
Dude, of course, man. I mean, y'all got to remember, it's professional wrestling. Dude, I could debut back up there and they can be like, holy crap, Heath got a good pop. Put a title on it. Like it's just one of those things that you never know, man. You like, do I see it? Yes, I could see it. Of course, he could become champ again. I mean, he's a stud. He looks good and he's still going,
Yep.
Yes, he could become champ again. But the powers to be, if they allow him to be, is the question,
Yep.
So do I see that he could? Definitely, yes. And Drew's what? 35?
Damn.
36? No, he's like a few years younger than me.
Okay.
So, I mean, still, like, I just feel like definitely, yes.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I still think they need to put the title on Dolph, so it's like, I feel like Dolph's amazing. Like,
one of the best ever.
So it's like, I see them doing that. So who knows?
How did the WWE pandemic setup differ from Impact? So you do the WWE and then like literally 2 weeks later you're in Impact. Is it wildly different? Or?
It's the same shit, man.
Yep.
It's the same exact thing. It's no people. You backstage. You just trying. It feels like practice matches, man. Like that. When I honestly say that I would rather wrestle in front of 10 people than no people, I mean that. Like having no one there, like absolutely nobody. Your music hits and you have to come out and use like, you feel like you're in Neverland. Like you got to picture the people like, yeah, I'm here. Yeah. So it's like, it's just not fun. That's all I can say. It's not fun in the pandemic. It's not 100%. At all.
It's like you don't have any adrenaline. Everything hurts more. Yes.
I was about to say that too.
Yes.
Everything hurts more. It's just the worst, man. And it's worse in Impact and it's worse in WWE. It's just the same.
Yep.
You're doing the same stuff and no one's there. And it was horrible.
Yeah.
Luckily, I don't want to say luckily. I did not mean to say luckily. I was injured during most of the pandemic.
True.
So when I got to come back from injury, there was crowds again.
Yeah.
So I got to miss a nice little chunk of the bullshit. I got the taste of the first of the bullshit, but I didn't keep eating. I came back afterwards. Yeah. So
it's really unfortunate, man. There were some good stories told in that time, and also like that Drew. Like, look, man, we as wrestling fans, I watch WrestleMania all the time. I look back at the old WrestleManias. I rewatch matches that I love. Like, who is going to be 35 years old on a treadmill watching the Drew McIntyre title win at WrestleMania in front of no people in the silence? It's really unfortunate. Really unfortunate.
It really is. It really is. And I feel like it's just one of those things to where, like, for you to look back in the world and like tell your kids one day, you remember when the world shut down? Look what entertainment used to look like without the people. You know what I mean? Like we got that little section of life to say, yeah, viruses are real and you need to, keep your immune system up so you don't get sick. The world can shut down because it has.
Yeah. All right, so we had a lot of questions, but we sort of answered them all. So thanks to Jason Dunsel, Joe Hursky, Shaeen Ortiz, Joe Aid, and Raul Enrique Altamirano. So
you should have gave me that list. I would have butchered every one of them.
But Ryan Purvis says, and this will be the last one.
All right.
He says, what the aftermath reaction, but specifically your wife and daughters. So we talked about the aftermath. We know that Vince loved it. We know Drew loved it and all those guys. But what about your family and your friends?
They all liked it. Yes, they all was. It was a real moment, is what that was that they captured on camera. It was a real moment. But even when I got back home and I told Steph about, when I got off the phone with Carano and I told Steph about the deal, she was like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "I don't know." It's like my ship is sailed. I don't know if I want to go back. This and that. And like, being real, she didn't want me to go back.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah, she literally just like, you got to remember though. Think about this. We got married 2011, I think. Shit, I hope she don't watch this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, we got
And you're on the road the
engaged,
whole time.
brother. I'm gone.
Yeah.
I am gone. And it's so crazy because like we would talk about, like where we want to live, where we want to do this, where you want to do it. Like I was always wanting a lake house here in the Carolinas. And then she talked us out of not getting a lake house because she wanted people to hear her if she had to scream, and I'm gone all the time. And I'm just like,
oh, yeah.
and I'm just like, well, we'll get some pit bulls. I'll get you a couple guns.
Yeah.
But no, she was just like, no, I want to be in a neighborhood, this and that. So then, like, where we're at now is like where she planned us to be, pretty much.
Yeah.
But dude, at first, like, she literally was just like, no, like you're gone all the time, and you're this and you're that, and the kids have like grown up without you, and it was like a moment to where she's like thinking, look at what all you sacrificed for them, type deal, like you missed all of this so you can go and make a paycheck, and we're blessed that we have this, but there's so many memories that you ain't gonna have.
Yep.
And that sucks. That's when I started getting emotional, man. That's when it fucking hits me right in my heart. When I do look at pictures, fuck, I'm thinking of The Greatest Showman right now. That one part.
Yeah.
He's always gone, and the wife's there with the babies at all the auditions, the Halloweens, Christmas, birthdays, and I'm not there.
But now you are. And in all that time,
talking to me. I want him to come. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'll tell you this. Pandemic for me too woke me up. It reminded me to have a life. It reminded me that I had a life, because I wasn't a traveling WWE superstar. I wasn't even, AEW was never even a thought. So but I had spent so many years going so hard on working my real job, working the podcast, and working the indies that I forgot that people depended on me. I forgot that I liked things that were not just wrestling. I forgot I had hobbies. Pandemic stopped me in my tracks, and like a lot of people, and took away that thing that I was pushing on so much that it made me appreciate, oh fuck, everything else is great too. Like it's like that tunnel vision. I came out of the tunnel finally.
Right.
I think, and I've said this a lot of times, that the pandemic sort of saved my life, saved my family, saved my sanity.
Yeah.
It was very important, and it came at a very integral time in my life. So yeah, I feel what you're saying. And then, getting back to the family is a very eye-opening, important thing.
You're damn right. You summed that up very well.
Yeah.
It's like, I always tell people, like, the pandemic was like, the world's wide open. You can go anywhere and do what you want. Then the pandemic hit, and then we're back at Little House on the Prairie, to where, it's family. It's like the people that's closest to you will come around to you because, oh my God, it's a pandemic. Someone sneezes, you're going to get this or that. Like people literally, they crank it up to 10 a little bit. And they kind of like, all right, guys, we've always had sneezes. There's always been allergies. Like, calm down. Let's think about this. But once, that COVID shit started hitting, like, everyone was freaking out. But it literally brought you back to your true circle. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They jump in your eyes a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, pal. I think that we did that justice. So let's move on to the next segment. And we're bringing it back this week.
Oh, the list.
Baby Heath reads a list.
Damn it!
Heath reads a list. We're smack dab here in the middle of the summer. You know what summer means, baby? Baseball.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
So we had a suggestion by Major Mark that you read the current 2023 regular season top 10 batting average players. MLB players, top 10 batting averages of the league.
Okay.
Heath, take it away.
Jeez Louise. Hold on, I gotta zoom in on this shit.
These are the best. baseball
Brother,
players today.
where the hell are these people from? Guys, I'm so sorry. If you enjoy baseball and love it, I'm sorry I'm about to butcher this. All right. Luis Arias.
.381 batting average. Number one
That's not
player in the league right now.
he's good.
Yeah.
Ronald Acuna Jr.
Acuna.
Acuna. Ronald Acuna Jr. Freddie Freeman.
Oh, nailed it.
Yeah. This
is from Cody Powers, by the way. Thanks, Cody.
Bo Bachata. Is that right?
I don't think so. Bichette?
Mashataka Yashuda.
Masataka
Yashida. Okay. Yandy Diaz.
Nailed it.
Josh Naylor.
Nailed it.
Whit Merrifield.
Yeah, Merrifield. Yeah.
And Bryson Stott.
And then here we go. Coming in at number 10.
Oh, shoot. I didn't know
302.
Holy shit. Shahohi Antana. Is that right?
Yeah, nailed it.
That's not right.
All right.
Shit.
Great job, buddy. Let's move on. Next segment. Life advice with Heath. Life advice with Heath.
This is my favorite segment.
Not super serious, but we got a couple questions here. Johnny JB says.
Yep.
Heath,
Johnny JB.
He says Johnny JB actually is a security guard in Orlando, and he often works the AEW tapings.
Oh, cool.
So, like, as a wrestling fan, you can sign up to do the duty of, I'd like to be security for this event or this.
Yeah.
Big wrestling fan. So every time the AEW or wrestling comes in, he's
right there. Hell yeah!
Front row seat the whole time.
Beautiful.
Well, he has to stand the whole time. But
I was going to say, he better keep an eye out so no one jumps that guardrail.
Johnny JB, this question is tough, maybe even controversial.
Oh,
best fast food chicken sandwich.
I mean, for me being in the Carolinas, man, like, I like my Bojangles.
You know what? I've never had Bojangles in my entire life.
Dude, Bojangles has some good chicken, man. I'm a Bojangles fan. But when it comes to, like, best ever, I kind of like the spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's, too.
Really?
I like that. I'm a Wendy's fan.
I'm a Chick-fil-A guy. That sort of changed. I very rarely get fast food, but
yeah,
if I see Chick-fil-A in an airport, I have to get it.
Yeah. My kids adore Chick-fil-A, so I eat it so much to where I'm always like, God, come on.
Yeah.
Let's pick something else, but they're always Chick-fil-A. I mean, and Chick-fil-A is wonderful, like some great food. But when you have it almost every other day, you're just like, damn it.
Yeah.
There's other ones. But no, like I like my Bojangles. I like the spicy Cajun chicken filet sandwich.
Well, if I ever see a Bojangles, I'll have to get that. Try it out.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Rolando Juarez. Would it be better to watch the Harry Potter movies or read the books first?
I feel like that's your opinion, your own opinion. My wife is I got to read the book. Because they always say books are better. I don't read books, so I don't know. So they always say books are better, but my wife is the one that says, no, you have to read the book to get the full story, and then you watch the movie, and then the movies will not put everything in, but at least you'll know the backstory.
Yeah. And
I'm like, well, I'll just watch the movie, and I'll just enjoy with what they put out, and I expect that's what all it is, So that's how I think. So me personally, I just watch the movie, man.
Yeah, if you have the time or the wherewithal to read the book.
To read a book, yeah, totally. Open it up and read it, man. It makes you smarter. It makes your wheels up here supposed to turn better. That's why mine turns slow, I guess. But it's one of those things where, like, just watch the movie, bro. You'll get the concept. But my wife will totally disagree with me on that and tell you that you should read the damn book and then watch the movie. So it's one of these things. It's like a CVS or Walgreens, it's like the same shit, but whatever.
Well, I will say, and I'm not sure if we talked about this in the Harry Potter episode, but I don't read books either really anymore, but I do listen to a lot of audiobooks. So the Harry Potter books are narrated by Jim Dale, and we definitely did talk about that. Some of the best
I'm about to say
ever made.
Yeah.
So if you were to maybe that's a third option. You listen to it. You got some long drives. You got some flights or something like that. The audiobooks are great. So you try that out. But I am strictly with my daughter. We are reading the books before we watch the movie, and that is my rule.
Hey, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. That's kind of it for this month. We
hot damn.
We went pretty long anyway.
What do you mean this month? We only got one more day.
I know. Hey, you said we planned this. You were like coming in on the wire.
Yeah.
we really were.
It's true.
I got some crazy weeks coming up too. We got a lot of major pod events coming up.
Yep. I've heard
2 weekends in a row. We got still doing AEW every week. So
yeah,
a lot of crazy weeks.
How about next time in volume 8? How about we do like a mini story, and then let's do more advice and questions and stuff.
Okay.
So it'd be way easier on you too.
A full Q&A type of deal.
Beautiful.
Open mic.
Open mic, baby.
Yeah. Okay.
Handsome or happy hour with open mic.
To get more questions and stuff, we will give away signed 8x10, signed by me and you.
Beautiful.
To 2 of the people that ask questions.
Let's do 4.
But I only have 2 of the.
Well, I might have. All right, 2. All right, guys. Sorry, we'll do 4.
But then we can give away Smart Mark Sterling and Heath's one separately.
We can do that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. All right. We'll make sure y'all happy. Yeah, giveaways, babies.
All right, buddy, take us away.
Guys, thanks for listening to Volume 7. Little bit of history about, me and all the good stuff and the fun stuff and the weird shit that I do in my life. But always, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you didn't, just let us know, and I will probably not even read it. But thanks for listening, guys. Take care.